Greetings everyone, SCGRANT here, and welcome to my first impressions of the Hotels and Retreats bundle of Skylines, or I would dub it as the World Tour bundle number 3. Yeah, I think that's what it is, but the third bundle, because this particular bundle contains not only the Hotels and Retreats mini expansion, but also 3 creator packs and 2 radio stations. And you can tell from my tone that I was kind of back and forth. Like, even though the content just came out, I looked at the bundled price tag overall and it was $30. I said to myself, there is no way that this mini expansion is worth that $8 separate price tag to combine it with the others. If that was left out, it would have been $25, but nope, it says Hotels and Retreats bundle, so that's pretty much all there is to it. But I like to mention one thing. I would like to give a shout out to Sleazy Montana, who is actually one of my cousins, who was able to manage to help me secure the bag. Like, pretty much make sure I get my hands on this bundle to pretty much complete the whole package, because this is it. There's no more DLC after this. Skylines 2 is pretty much literally coming out later this year. And for now, I want to give you guys what I thought when I finally got to pick it up. So the first thing I did was that I decided to, like, if you saw in my discussion video of the footage, I had an entire district pretty much laid out that had nothing but trees on it, and now it's basically now utilizing the Brooklyns and Queens DLCs. I even put up another road layout that I've had for weeks to put the Industrial Evolution creator pack there, and last but not least, the Railroads of Japan creator pack. That one's going to be a doozy, as the only thing I've done so far was to add the metro station part. There are railroads, don't get me wrong, but that's going to take some time for me to actually, utilize them, because this will require me to pretty much restart the whole thing. Like you see in the background, a lot of progress was made. Oh, not to mention that I did manage to get the free update along with the patch notes. This time, however, they actually fixed the Final Districts DLC, because I actually put in the forums that even though I am pretty much buying and selling investments, unfortunately it does not count. It doesn't game. And it turns out from one of the moderators on the forums that it was actually a glitch on the handle of Tenemis Media, the people who ported this game to PlayStation and Xbox. So it took pretty much players on consoles 5 months to get that whole situation dealt with. Now, not only that I was able to get the banks in the city, but I finally maxed out my stock exchange to level 5. So I pretty much got everything all into it. But the real highlight is Hotels and Retreats themselves. And funny enough, I've already got some hotels already in the game when the game got updated. So what will I plan to do with these things? Like I said before, the free update did come with a variety. Like I said, new road types, pretty much everything. It's pretty much like the Hudson Transport Part 2, pretty much closing out everything. Like I said before, that's it. There's no more DLC after this. The only thing that I am gonna keep my eye out for is a hotfix that's concerning anything that's left over that needs to be patched before the developers can finally move on to Cities Skylines 2. Oh, not to mention getting pretty much the March 23 content drop and the May 23rd content drop. Yeah, both March and May content drops will be ported over to the PS5 and Xbox Series S version of the game, because once again, we got the sequel coming out this year. But they're not done with this game just yet. They still gotta finish up the remaster version, making sure that all the bugs, all the technical mishaps, everything, any, pretty much, technical issues have to be ironed out before the sequel gets released. But to me personally, I never thought that after 5 years of Cities Skylines, I would make it this far. But once again, a lot was taken in when I decided to basically put it together. This video would not have been possible with my own cousin. But that's not where it really ends here. We still got something to talk about first. Firstly, the fact of the matter is that the Africa and miniature concentrate pack that I discussed it back 2 months prior actually got patched to have its own district style. Yeah, I did not expect it to get its own district style, but they patched it. So now it's its own thing, which is mostly related to commercial. I thought that it was going to be some traditional stuff. In fact, what's much odd is that a high school that's based from that creator pack has been added as well. So what, did I miss something? Now, one of the things you see in the footage here is the main thing that I will have to do a rework of. Like, this particular intersection will have to be started from scratch, because oh boy, this current city build I have right now is kind of clogged at that particular part, which make it harder for pretty much all the service industrial vehicles coming in and out, making sure to get what they needed at this point in time. But I'm still trying to make sure to get everything together, and at this point it was going to take a while for me, but I really decided that I need to start utilizing these things more and more, because oh boy, there's going to be lots that I'm going to be working with. Because one of the things about pretty much every expansion creator pack in radio station is that they don't have to be utilized. Well, radio stations are just in for the atmosphere. It's every expansion creator pack and even free updates is going to be utilized as much as I can, because there are lots of assets. I repeat, lots, and it's going to take a while. Especially the fact is that we're down to the last video, like not this one, this is the second to last video to close out this month, which will double the length overall, because oh boy do I got a story to tell you once I give my final thoughts on the City Skylines as a whole, because there's a lot to take in. I mean, these are the last 6 editions of the game. Afterwards, we're gonna get some sort of hot fix to address any issues that fans have now that this update has dropped. And I just couldn't say more, man. I think I gave my two cents personally, because at this point, I just needed to finally get the very last. Pretty much this will be the last video in the current city build, because I will be making a new city, still the same map. It's that I have to do some workarounds, and I'm hoping I still get my bags and stuff, so to utilize everything that I have gained over the past 5 years into one big video. It's just me personally just finally getting this game off my back, because I have been making these types of videos for 5 years. You kid me right. On the main channel, I have been making City Skylines videos for over 5 years on not only that channel, but this channel as well. It was about time that I will have to put everything I have into my final thoughts. So expect that to come in this very Friday at a specific time. Don't know where it is. You'll probably check it in the video description when you click on it, to know when it'll go live, because there's more a lot to talk about, including some story time maybe related to everything, because once again, when it comes to restarting from scratch in terms of a new city itself, it'll take a lot of work, and I'm hoping to utilize everything that the free update also has to offer. And that pretty much covered my first impressions. I really enjoyed everything that this pack has to offer. It's much easier to handle. The banks got fixed finally, and I maxed out my stock exchange. So there's only one thing left to do, is to finally put everything that I've learned in the past 5 years in terms of this game overall to the test, and see just how far I have come as a City Skylines player. Anyway, that's all I have to say for now. In the meantime, take care, and see y'all in the next one.